Coots have been born there, and we should be able to see them as we go, not in the house, but we'll be able to see them as we go past the canal. They'll be hiding in between the boats somewhere. So there's a nice community here of Liverpool adopters. So this may not be France actually, this might actually be Maida Vale. I may have exaggerated a bit. Also, they may not be crocodiles, they may just be terrapins, who knows. There are also fishes in the canal, speaking of, that attracts a lot of seabirds and herons and cool stuff like that. But anyways, Maida Vale, also known as Media Vale. Loads and loads of celebrities, affluent people are from here, live here, spend money on properties here, and what affluent people would house their mistresses in Randolph Avenue. And there's even an account of Charles Dickens having to smuggle a body out of there under the cover of darkness. Oh, here we get to see the baby Coots on the left. Anyways, Randolph Avenue gave the name to the term Randy, apparently. So that's what brought all the famous people here. Nowadays you can find all kinds of musicians, actors, anything. There's also some boats and some houses. One of the houses that attracted a lot of attention that we like to tell you about on the water bus will be coming up shortly on the left. Number 1, Park Place Villas. Now it was caught in a bidding war between Madonna and Barbara Streisand. And these divas were battling it out, they both wanted to win. When I asked who do you think won, well, first of all, tell you, it went to £20 million, and that was a few years ago now. And I would ask you, who do you think won? But everyone always says Madonna, so there's no point in that. So I'll tell you, the diva that won this was Michael Flatley, apparently, the star of Riverdance. And it was to keep all of his fluffy slippers. It was his first ever house, £20 million, a world record at the time. And since he's sold it for a hefty profit, around 40 million, and now lives in a very, very big castle in Ireland. So well done. Also Mayflower. Oh, this boat on the right may not look that cool, the red and green boat, and the one behind it, Filona. So Mayflower was featured in a, I remembered it straight away, Finding Your Feet. Really cool old film about the, features a lot of canals and stuff. Filona used to be owned by Dave Stewart of the Eurythmics. It's also one of the nicer narrowboats, if there ever was such a thing as a nice narrowboat, that would be close to it. It was also lent to Bob Dylan in the 90s to record a music video for this song called Blood in My Eyes. Now the song's not all that, but you can see Bob Dylan walking around Camden. But the reason I tell you is because our skipper does a really nice impression of the song. And if you get him to sing it, it would be amazing. And we're almost there, so you might as well. Anyways, we'll rent it for a couple of days and then you give it back to the owner and he'll do all the required maintenance, and that is the only safe way to sleep on a boat. You borrow it for a very short while and you make sure you're not responsible for anything. Here on the right is the toll house. You see on the corner the bricks have those little notches caused by ropes, again when horses would pull boats. This toll house, many years ago there'd be someone living there, and as we came through they'd see how deep your boat is floating in the water and they'd charge you according to tonnage. We won't bore you to death with it, but there is a way to calculate tonnage for a 70-foot narrow boat in canal water, not in salt water. But anyways, that toll house, I'm told, sold a few years ago for £4.5 million. Doesn't even have a front garden. So we're in, I know you're going to be very surprised, but this area is actually Little Venice. I know. This is known as Browning's Pool. That island in the middle is known as Browning's Island, named after the famous poet Robert Browning. One sec. Okay, nice. Yeah, named after the famous poet Robert Browning, who also decided to give this name, this area, the name of Little Venice. I have not yet been to Venice, and to be honest, I don't think he had either. So here on the right we have Browning's Island, really cool. That's a bird sanctuary. So all the birds there, they don't get disturbed. And you see that, I'm not a wildlife expert, but that black bird there probably eats fishes. It's a seabird come to catch some fishes. Apologies for the it's a bit noisy. At the back of the thing that costs hundreds of thousands of pounds. You can, some people do, they like, I want to buy a boat, and they'll do that. But I wouldn't point anyone out, but a few of the boats I've worked on, they pay like, man, for a ship, there was a US Navy tug, massive ship, what was it like? Not massive ship, like 54, anyways, very big war ship boat, proper big boat. The guy paid like 60 quid a month for the mooring. Some of these guys may pay £1,000 a year. It's like, but if you want to buy, like if you want to go to Camden and have a burger, you'll have a very small burger for a lot of money. But if you're into burgers, I'm sure you'll find a spot where you'll get it. They'll even give you one for free, if you know what I mean. Anyways, that's a very important thing about boating that people should be aware of. It would cost a lot of money for some people. Anyways, that you see that boat up ahead, that's a really cool boat. That is actually, people actually live in it now, but it's immense. But anyways, more important, I'm going to ask you guys, please, as we moor up, just please remain seated until we give you the okay to jump off the boat. And I hope you had loads of fun, and welcome to Little Venice.